Debbie, I was going to type. I always do that when I first start out. I don't know how you get anything else done with all these lives. Look what I'm doing. The girl I used to work with that's pregnant, it's her birthday tomorrow. I cut the corners off this little foam flower block and it fits perfectly in this. I don't know if you can really see. It's kind of crackle or cracked looking. There, that kind of picks it up. It's a really, really pale green, almost like a gray green. And I've got these that I'm cutting off of the main branch to put kind of in the back of these flowers that I'm going to cut off, which actually, hey Ace, thank you for stopping by. I was just talking to Debbie about this arrangement I'm doing for a friend that I used to work with. And I was going to kind of wait till people got here. Well, it's only showing one person is here, so maybe Ace came on and said, see ya. Oh, hi, Paula. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking the other day I guess it was yesterday, maybe even before that, but somebody somewhere on here said that the people that I worked with, I would not stay in contact with. They would not be my friends. And I was like, that's impossible. Absolutely, we will. No, they were right. I've kept in contact with this one girl, and that's it. Hey, Paula did her own live today. I left after like an hour, and she was still on. Ace asked where Paula has been. Maybe you weren't on. No, I guess you weren't on that one. Do you guys like fake flowers? I love fake flowers because they last a long time. I have nothing but fake in my yard. I don't know if I've told this before, but when I was living in a different house when my kids were growing up, I had just a small, like pie-shaped area in the front for flowers. And so I took fake flowers and I put the taller ones in the back and the shorter ones in the front. One day my neighbor lady came rushing over to me and she's like, I'm on to you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she goes, your flowers are fake. She said, I've always seen them like from my house and from the curb. And I was like, man, her flowers are so pretty. How does she do it? And she said, but I never see you taking care of them. And I came over here and I touched them and they're not even real. So everyone's saying hello, and Ace says, I need to subscribe so I get notified when you go on live. I'm sorry. Hey, I just got here. It's only been 3.5 minutes. And I've done posts. I'm a really small channel. And when I've done posts before that I'm doing a live, nobody responds, and I don't think it makes any difference. So I just wait until I have time to go on. I'm going to have to stick something in here because it's going to rock around. I got to think what I can put in there. Just put some tissue in there or something. I know what I can put. The packing paper that thing came in. Because it's narrower at the top and wider at the bottom. So I had to cut it to get it to fit and to fit down the neck of it. With this paper that they packed around it, I can use that. So yeah, what I do, Ace, and it's probably how you know who's live, is I go over to my subscriptions and everybody with a red dot has or is on a live. So I try not to do it when someone else is doing it. And I did kind of a rough video for me yesterday. No, I'm thinking of something else. But anyway, I know Debbie watched it and kind of left me with like an emotional hangover. I didn't sleep very well last night. It took me a long time to unwind. And then I thought about a video today and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go on live and I'm going to let you be my content. Because that always seems to work. Even though only a couple of people come, it's plenty. Paula, I enjoyed your live. And I noticed the background. I've seen it many times. But when somebody said it looked like a painting behind you, Oh my goodness, it does. It looked like looked like Bob Ross had been there or something. Hopefully everybody knows who Bob Ross is. Ace may not. Ace, do you know who Bob Ross is? Or maybe he left. No, he's still here. If you don't, I will tell you. It was Debbie. I mean, I think like our backyard is pretty with the pool, but there's no trees really. And in the front, it's a street and cars. It's not very funny pretty. Yes, it was fun, Paula, because it was so busy you couldn't really talk and keep up with the chat too. Everybody was having fun. Everybody was talking. And I met some new people too. One of them might be your moderator. Shoot, I've already lost the names. No, Paula, you don't. And you know what? Paula says, I never get trolls anymore. Praise the Lord. But I have to admit that I have never seen trolls that bad before or after. I was really new to lives when I went on Paula's, and I was like, there is no way in heck I'm ever doing a live. And then, of course, obviously I did. But my goodness, it was absolutely awful. I don't know if it was the time or what, because I mean, for me, it's Sunday at 5:15. So I figure there's a lot of people doing dinner on Sunday night. And I thought, well, what the heck? Debbie will come for sure. What, Debbie? What am I guessing up? What am I guessing? And Paula says she doesn't have trolls like that anymore. Debbie, are you going to do a live? Is that what I'm guessing? I cut my finger yesterday on foil, that really heavy duty foil, and I just broke it back open. Debbie says, I did a private live today to test it out. Did your internet work for you? That's so exciting. I think one of the misconceptions of a live is that they are so scary at first, but then you realize that the people that come on that you talk to know you know them. So it takes all the scary out of it. And if something happens that's not supposed to, it doesn't matter. Okay, so the internet held. Good. So when are you going to do your first real one for us? So what did you do? Put it on private and then just not publish it? Is that what you did? And Debbie says, I wasn't scared really to do a live, just nervous about the internet. Oh, okay. Well, I sure was scared. I was very scared. I guess like how you've seen, it's been a long time since I've seen one of those, but you know how they'll show people that like have stage fright where they just sit there and stare. That's kind of what I thought I was going to do. But I will forget I'm on a live sometimes and just keep talking like I do when the camera's on. I'm bad about voicemails too. I'll keep talking and talking, and then I pause and I'm like, are they not going to say anything? And then I realize I'm leaving a message. Debbie says, yeah. I told my husband I was going to do a live, and he said, okay, but I think he really meant, that means I won't be babbling so much tonight. Debbie says, I will be nervous, of course, to hold a big conversation and not know what to talk about. Yeah, I get that. And I had no idea what I was going to talk about tonight. So that's why, see how this is looking? Isn't that cute? That's the back. Need to still fill it in some more. But if you let us know by a post, or if somebody has your phone number, I only have 3 phone numbers. Thank you, Debbie. But I get, we could like let each other know when you're going to be on. And Paula says, I didn't even know live was a thing when I first started. I did. I knew it was a thing, but I really thought it was more of a thing for gamers. Do y'all think I should put some of these shorter in with the flowers or just leave them in the back? I know I need more over here on this side mostly. I've got plenty to do. I just don't know if that would look funny though, sticking up in the middle, or if they should be in the middle. This girl I'm making this for is due to have her baby on December 2nd, and it's her first. She's going to be 27 tomorrow. Paula says, I thought it must surely be really hard and technical. Yeah, wasn't it Rhonda that had all the problems trying to get Intrigued by Rhonda? Wasn't it her that had all the problems with trying to get like the camera and the mic to work together? I think that's who that was. Debbie says, I was able to send my sister a link and she could see the live and was able to tell me how I looked and sounded, but she couldn't chat. Well, she couldn't chat if you had it on private, right? I think that's right. Paula says she's decor challenged. Oh, I forgot about that. And Paula says, Debbie, Sue, that's great. Well, do you want me to hang up mine and you get on your live? Everybody could just move over to yours. No. Hey, I heard from Rhonda and it looks like we're going to meet for coffee on Tuesday. So that's exciting. I haven't heard back from her. She just confirmed the day. So that'll be exciting. Is that considered an internet date? Debbie says, my husband's making too much noise and I am in my nightgown. LOL. Oh, that's great for you and Rhonda. Yeah, it is. I'm excited about it. She's a lot more refined and mature than I am. I'm a goofball. And I will sometimes say an inappropriate thing at the wrong time, or people don't know I'm actually kidding. Paula says, Debbie, Sue, that's why I go out to the porch. Yeah, when I was like first doing lives, I would shut these room doors off. There's a double door on one end and a double door on the side. And I would shut them off because I didn't want anybody in the house to hear me talking. And it doesn't bother me anymore. If anything, it just keeps people out of here because I see I'm doing a live and they just stay away from the room. So I should just put a sign up that says live and then nobody would ever come in here. Oh, hey, Rhonda. Oh, you say that's not true talking about me, eh? Yep. Because you're more refined, more like, I don't know how to put it, but I feel like I'm kind of a goof off. And you probably act more of a lady than I do. So Rhonda, are you into decorating? Because I'm making this little fake arrangement for my friend to bring for her birthday tomorrow. And I don't know whether I should put these guys, some of them in the middle of the flowers, or just leave them around the back like I have right now. Need to like bend some of them down so they don't look so backish. Debbie says, oops, Rhonda. Paula says, hello. Debbie says, I love those colors. I do too. You know what's really funny is before I changed out this little jug to these colors, I have these exact colors sitting in a drawer that I had swapped out. So I thought that was, when she gets her nails done, a lot of times they're one of these colors or something in between, not usually that dark, but I think she'll like these colors too. Rhonda says, I can do those things, but oh well. I already forgot what I said. Debbie says, my living room has a lot of those colors. I do in this room. This color is called hot cocoa, but it's a mauve. And I really like it. If I lived here by myself, the whole house would be that color. we have in our living room. It's called shiitake. It's a kind of a gray, a lightish to medium gray. And my bedroom is green. We're doing the bathroom in gray as well, but we haven't done the whole thing yet. Paula says, I have way too much brown in my living room. Oh my gosh, I remember the 80s. I couldn't get enough brown and blue. A lot of brown and blue. I like brown because I like brown furniture, like brown leather, and I used to like black leather, and I think I like brown leather better. But our floor is wood, like a medium wood brown. So I don't know if a brown couch would be a good idea. We were thinking of a burgundy couch or because we're going to get one at some point, a burgundy or a green, a leather one. I can't remember what one my husband was looking at, but I think it was called a Chesterfield or something. They're the ones that have the all the little buttons in them. They're really pretty. We only have 3 of us here, so I know it would be Debbie. It must be Debbie, Paula, and Rhonda, because I bet Ace left. Ace never stays on here very long. Okay, well, I'm going to go with just putting him in the back. I don't know. Maybe I should. Okay, this is what it looks like now. So, that leaf is, I guess it's fine. I'm going to stick one in the middle, and somebody tell me whether it looks good or not. I've only got 2 more, so I'd have to move some. So this one here is the one that's kind of more in the middle. Maybe that does look okay. Just a couple, not like complete. Does this look good? I mean, the back's not going to show, but it looks a little bit. There's a hole right here. I'll bend them around. Okay, let's see. Debbie says another one somewhere. Okay. I'm going to bend these flowers around. So I have this one, this one, this one, and this one. I need to probably bend these down a little bit. If she puts it in the middle of something, then she'd have to move the stuff. But she's in an apartment, so I imagine it would go where, I don't know. She can work with it. She can probably figure it out. Debbie says it looks good now. Thank you. I used everything. I looked at the pre-made ones, and not only can you not choose your colors, but they don't put enough stuff in. They're sparse, like you can see the stems. And I don't want to see the stems. I just want to see the floral part of it. And if I'm going to make a fake arrangement, I want it to be good and fake, not just a little bit. Paula says that would, back up. Rhonda says yes, and Paula says that arrangement would be expensive in a store, I'd say. Yes, it would. The ones that were smaller than this, and like I said, they were very sparse, you'd have to add something. I would feel like I'd need to add something to it. We're starting at $30. And if you wanted a nicer container and better quality flowers, it started at $40. And I got this whole thing, sales tax included, for $21. It was $21.64, I think. But I think that's a really good price. Do you love it? She doesn't love it. Anyway, I'm going to take that up to her tomorrow. She got into, in her living room, her name is Jocelyn, she got into putting a decorative themed throw blanket on her couch. So I know she got a fall one and a Christmas one. I don't know if she did St. Patty's Day, but I know she did Valentine's Day. Come here. Go over here. Or there. The dog gets excited every time she flies. Now, see, Debbie, I'm at a loss for words now because I thought that was going to take me way longer than it did take me to do. Rhonda says, I decorate and do stuff for Christmas, but not for any other holidays. I haven't done fall. I said it was 2 or 3 years when I did my little fall video, but it was my grandson that was born in 2020 was walking. So he would have been a year and a half. So that would have been 2022. So yeah, 3 years, because I had the pumpkin stuck in the tree and I only put the one up that year. And then I had the bigger ones on the underneath the tree, and he came in the door and he goes, ball. He kicks that pumpkin across the room. Debbie, I like fall, but then I get exhausted with it when I have to put the fall up and bring the Christmas out. Overall, the colors for fall, I think I like better, but I love burgundy red for Christmas and the really, really deep green for Christmas. And I love the golds and some silvers. And I just like how the lights on a tree reflect off of ornaments. I mean, it's like looking at a fish aquarium for me. It's just mesmerizing. And Debbie says, I haven't done much anything this year, though. I wouldn't have, except the ladies on here that were decorating for fall. And it was actually Sally that was decorating for fall, and it kind of got me excited. My husband gave me this candle a couple of days ago. Well, it was maybe like 5 days ago, and I hadn't put it out except for a couple of days ago. But that's pretty. I've got these lights up here on this it's a little battery operated, and then this guy turns on too. But I don't seem to remember to turn them on. And I don't think the batteries are going to last very long on that tree, because the last time I had it on, they got dim. And those lights were going down here along this, and then they kind of went bloop, and they were sagging. So I just kind of tossed them up there on the top. So they could look better arranged, but I didn't even arrange it with the lights on. I just kind of tossed it up there. Rhonda says, there, now you're all set. Yes, I am. I have another one that he got me that matches this, and it's I don't know if this is made by Scentsy or not. I don't know if it's got a name on it. But the other one is, but it's one of those plug-in wax things. And no, this one doesn't say Scentsy on it, but it's a plug-in wax thing. Like the wax gets warm. It's like the whole thing plugs into the wall, and I'm not going to use that because the wax is not very good for you. Not that I'm too worried about myself, but my dad that's 88 lives here, and then I have 2 birds. Debbie says, I will be having surgery later this year, and I just don't want to get in the middle of a lot of decorating and not be able to take it all down, especially during Christmas. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. My daughter-in-law is having a procedure done tomorrow, and she's going to be down for a little while, but she's young. She's in her late 30s, so she'll bounce back pretty quick. Well, do you guys want to get off of here? It's been almost 25 minutes. I just wanted to come on because I didn't have a subject for my video, because like I said, yesterday was kind of a taxing video, and I wasn't in the right headspace to be the only talker. So y'all are being used. Paula says, young people bounce back so fast. I know. And young, I didn't feel like I was that young when I was like, my son's going to be 39 in November. And I think she's a year younger than he is. But it didn't feel that young. And now I can't believe I'm old enough to have a kid that is almost 40. Oh, Paula doesn't have anything else to do. And Rhonda says, that was a hard video to make. If you're talking about mine, yes, it was, because I thought I had it all together and I thought that I was going to be fine. And then I started losing it and I shut the camera off and I came back and I thought I'm going to be okay now. And then I started losing it again. Debbie says, I don't either. We can talk if you want. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting on about 7:30 to go for my walk. I've got dinner over with. I have a load of towels to put up, and that's it for Sunday. I was checking the weather because, as a lot of you know, I hope, excuse me, I feel like Paula. I have helped my dad start his YouTube channel at 88 years old, and he rides an electric trike and videos it. And now he's learning to do voiceovers, which I'm helping him with. And I really want to go to a park tomorrow to help him get some new footage. Now he won't have his electric trike with him because that thing, you need to back up a pickup for that. But he can put it out the window or up to the window, and then we can get out and walk just a little bit because it'll do him good to get out of the house. And we did that in the spring, and I was doing a video once a week on our little outings to parks. I don't know, there's 3 or 4 of them. And then he it got too hot in the summer to go. So Paula says, I made a squash casserole. Delish. I love casseroles. Debbie says, yummy. Rhonda said, I'm taking a break. My hubby and I smoked a lot of meat today. I need to go see if there are still dishes to do. I could do a live. Yep, you could do your dishwashing diaries. Look what you started, Paula. Everybody loves that idea. And I have to say, I do think about that because I've done dishes twice today. And I was like, Paula has people to talk to when she's doing her dishes. That's a compliment, Paula, that people want to do that. I mean, it gives you something to do with your hands. That's the whole reason I got the flowers out to do, because I thought, while I wait on people to come, and whether they come or not, I'm going to have something to keep my hands busy, because I do talk with my hands. Oh, Rhonda says, I'm still in my comfy clothes, wadded up hair. Yeah, I've seen people do that, though. People that can't sleep get up in the middle of the night and do a live. Paula says, we should all do it. Core Tribe can be known for it. There you go. Core Tribe Dishes Live. Debbie says, Evie, your dad left a sweet message on one of my stories. Did he? Yeah, because I was trying to tell him not to be nervous about being on camera. And he's in the smallest room in our house, the smallest bedroom. And I mean, it's not super small, but he's got a bed, he's got a big desk, he's got a big long dresser, and then he's got 3 or 4 other little pieces of furniture. And he doesn't really have a good background. I mean, how can you with that much stuff in a room? And I was telling him, I said, look at Paula, she's got something, I don't know, or not Paula, Debbie, is that like a shower curtain, the wood behind you? And he was like, oh, I can do that. And we could figure out how to hang it or something so nobody sees the bed. And I said, well, but you could go and do your writing and video it. And then we do a voiceover. And so we practiced. I showed him how to do a voiceover, and you can simply have it in front of you to read it. And I told him he could do a little intro, like, here's my face. This is what I look like. But I don't like to be on camera, so I'm going off. Just look at this footage while I read you a story. And Paula said, the Dishwashing Diaries Core Tribe. There you go. And Rhonda said, that's a great tagline, Core Tribe Dishwashing Live. Debbie said, yes, it is. Rhonda said, is this a major surgery, Debbie Sue? And Debbie said, he can do that. Yes, get him to do that. Yeah, I think that'll take a lot of the stress off of him. I said, we can comb your hair, make sure your beard is nice and you're wearing a button shirt and you do your intro and you just do it one time. So people actually know who they're listening to. So Debbie, did you see Paula ask if your surgery is major? I haven't heard Sally say anything about her teeth lately either. I know she went to the dentist. Was it Thursday? Oh, it's kind of complicated. So you're going to be like out 8 weeks. No driving, no lifting, no cooking, no dishwashing diaries, no lives. Well, that's what you should do is right before you go into the operating room. Hey guys, it's Debbie Sue. Debbie said, not extremely major, hard to explain. And we don't need to know, just like, you know, if you're worried about it, if it's going to be a long surgery and a long recovery, I think that's mainly what we were wondering, not what the surgery was. Rhonda says she got antibiotics and it's better. Oh, good. Well, I hope that stays better. I had an infection in the back on the bottom, and it bothered me on and off for 2 or 3 years. And by the time I did anything about it, it moved forward to the next tooth. They were both root canals. They were both root canals and they had to be pulled. And then I got the implants back there, and it is super expensive. It was like, it was between $8,000 and $9,000 per tooth. And insurance doesn't cover any of it. Not even any antibiotics, or they're out. Debbie says it's hard to type about it. I probably will talk about it on a video. Easy to talk than type. Oh, yeah, I get that. I do. And plus, then once you've typed it and you've hit send, it's out there and you can't, then you got to re-explain what you said wrong. Because I know I'll type and I'm not looking, and then I post it and it says ought instead of it or something like that. And that's not a big deal, but I don't like it. I just need to read it before I hit send, and I don't. Oh, so my dad today, he went on his trike to get footage, and he has done so well with this footage. Like, I downloaded InShot for him, and which is an application to process the editing for the video. And so he can take stuff from his phone as well as stuff from his camera and combine them together. And that's where we can get the voiceover. And because the DJI app we were using doesn't have a voiceover, and we can't bring pictures in from his phone. So he was, excited. And he got up at 2:00 in the morning the other night and was working on this stuff because he, you get that light bulb moment. So anyway, he went out to get the footage, and on the camera, there's an on button on the side, and then there's a record button on the top. And if you just hit the record, it'll record or take a picture, whatever mode you're in, but you can't make any changes. You just have to shut it off. But if you turn it on and record, then you can change things like your lighting and your speed and yada, yada. Oh, he turned it on and didn't hit record. And he came home hot and exhausted and had no footage. I felt bad. I think we've all thought we've hit record on something and it wasn't recording. Or how about recording when you didn't know it was recording? Paula says, I think the last antibiotic finally helped Sally. Good. My daughter, when she was little, she had strep 6 times in 3 or 4 months. It was really close together. And they wanted to take her tonsils out. And I was like, but you're only prescribing amoxicillin. It's not strong enough. You're just putting it in to remission, and then it comes back in, full force. So they gave her Augmentin, and that kicked it. And she did get strep a couple more times, but it was years between. And she always kept her tonsils. Oh, I went up. I haven't been reading these in order. Debbie said it's Midtronic InterStim stimulator that I have that controls my intestines that has to be replaced. Midtronic InterStim stimulator. Wow. So you're going to be on a special diet to keep to make it easy on your intestines for a little bit, like liquids or I don't know, stuff that's easy to digest. I had 5 surgeries in 2019, and I probably will do a video at some point about it. But I had, it was pelvic floor surgery, and I basically, my uterus completely fell down, and there was a lot of surgery that had to be done, and I had 2 surgeries to fix it. They both failed. I had a colostomy done. I wore a bag on my abdomen for 7 months. And during that 7 months, they did a more complicated surgery with skin grafting from cadaver. And then I was able to have the colostomy reversed November of 2019. Thank goodness I did, because we know what happened in 2020, and that would have been considered an elective surgery because I could function in my life with this bag that I despised. Debbie says, I have been on a special diet for years. Right, you don't eat meat, right? Paula says, Debbie Sue, I will pray for successful surgery and recovery. Yes, I will too. Just need to let us know when it actually is. I've been praying for my daughter-in-law's surgery prior to. And Paula says, do you have a date yet, Debbie Sue? I'll put it on my calendar. And Rhonda says, we'll all pray for you. Yeah, that would be weird if we didn't know that she was having a procedure done and she just disappears. There's like nobody else to ask. This Medtronic stimulator bag kept me from the colostomy bag. Oh my gosh. And the colostomy stuff is so expensive. Back in 2019, for that 7 months, I spent $1,200 on supplies. And the insurance company, I saved all my receipts and sent them to them, and they just threw them in the trash. They're like, nope. Paula says, praying friends are a blessing. Yes, they are. Debbie said, no date yet. I go to my surgeon in November, and they're going to set the surgery up after that. Rhonda says, yes, Paula. So do you think they're going to be able to squeeze you in for the end of the year, or do you think they're going to try to do it the beginning of the year? Because I know I wanted to get all mine done within that calendar year for insurance deductibles. Well, guys, I think I'm going to go. Thank you for stopping in. It's been almost 40 minutes. Debbie says, I had to have my entire colon taken and part of my small intestine. That's why I have to have the stimulator. And that's rough. I know I hated when I was going through that stuff. And you don't know yet when the surgery is. Paula says, nice chat. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, Rhonda, if you could I'll check to see if you're doing a live later. Oh, you're not, because you said you're in your comfy clothes. Okay, bye.